Hi, everybody, and welcome to Make It Happen Monday. One thing you can do this week to better market your business. It's Kimberly Beer here, and today we're going to be talking about subject lines. Subject lines are that all important part of your email marketing and even your social media marketing that really gets people to pay attention long enough to get your message. It is a very well-known statistic that about 1/3 of the people who open your emails open them based on the subject line alone. So that's an important statistic. Now, for those of you who are paying attention, you're going, wait a minute, what do the other 2/3 of the people who open my email base it on? Well, chances are they're basing it on who the email is from, which is a whole nother conversation. But just another quick little point here while we're in this particular Make It Happen Monday, talk about subject line video. Just know that who you send your email from is one of the most key components in getting your email opened. So make sure you show up as someone who is recognizable and not something that feels like a really cold corporate entity like info at or marketing at or something like that. If you can show up as a person at yourbusinessname.com, you're going to go a long way into getting those emails opened. All right, with that said, please remember that your smartphone is really a mobile inbox. And I want to just reiterate the statistic here before we chunk into subject lines. 53% of emails are opened on a mobile device, and people check their phones 150 times per day. Oh, somebody needs to put a counter on mine, and I need to get that down to about 10. I do have an addiction to picking up my phone and looking at it and seeing if anyone has sent me a message or looking at my email. So just remember, people are really, really connected. So a good subject line equals getting your email open, and a lot of times in a very quick way. So, people have their cell phones right on them. If your timing is right and they pick up their phone and look at it, then there's a good opportunity that you're going to make an impact. So let's talk about some ways that you can create some good subject lines. So we're going to talk about a bunch of techniques that will help you write better subject lines. One of my favorite ones to use, and I will tell you this is a no-fail one, which is kind of why it's the first one, is the top appeal. 7 must-haves for fall. 6 things you need to know about this. Top appeal is a really good way to write a subject line. It contains a number. Numbers continually work well. People, when they see numbers, want to be more involved with something for especially a subject line. And it works even if they understand the principle of the fact that somebody's using numbers to get them to open an email or to read a social post or an article or a headline. Basically, when you're writing subject lines, you're writing headlines. And if you really want to delve down deep into this, honestly, Amazon sells some great books on writing headlines, which also is writing subject lines, because headlines are basically the same thing. In the newspaper world, just imagine the nightmare of being a newspaper editor and having to come up with several hundred subject lines in a day. But that's basically what it is. It's just good headline writing. So, sense of urgency. When you can create a sense of urgency that pinpoints the exact people that are the target for that specific email or that specific request on social. Only 12 seats left. Get yours before midnight. Right at this particular moment in time, healthcare.gov is like heavily on us because I haven't upped my health insurance yet. So, and that's my project for this afternoon while you guys are out writing better subject lines. So that sense of urgency has really gotten me to open their emails. So think about the folks who send emails to you. What gets you to open it? So typically there's going to be numbers. Sense of urgency is definitely helpful. Personalization is really nice. And we're not talking about putting the person's name in the subject line so much as we are about pointing out something that is personal to them. So what you need to know about your personal finances, what you need to understand, what you need to do about X, Y, Z. That's another really good motivational way to get people to open emails. Questions are another one of my favorite techniques to use in getting people to buy into opening an email. A lot of times, questions like this one, which are really kind of vague, can we help your business grow? That would not be my necessary like super perfect choice, but like on when I give my getting started classes, if you've been through those, I create fake emails for the Kansas City Pet Project. They're not their real emails, but how do you make a dog smile? To me, that's a really good email for a dog shelter or for an animal shelter. The question gets answered in the email, but it's something that you're like, oh, is this a joke? Is this what do I need to do? What is up with that? So it creates a curiosity factor. And I'm going to tell you, I subscribe to a ton of email lists because I like to watch my competitors and I love to see what they do. And some of them gimmickly use the personalization, the sense of urgency, and they ask a question. You can get gimmicky with those. But you know what? It gets me to open the email. So I think all is fair in love and war and subject lines. So, okay, exclusive appeal. We have an exclusive offer for you. This is an exclusive opportunity. I get a lot of emails from companies that send me emails about you have 3 days, which is sense of urgency, to get this offer for you. Special offer just for you. And it helps depending on if that is something that I want. Now, that's another great point when it comes to any type of email or social marketing. The person on the other end of the message has to actually be wanting what it is that you're selling. And that's true of sales in general. Very few of us truthfully want to sell something to someone who doesn't want it. So, don't be too upset if your subject lines don't, you want to see a good open rate, but don't beat yourself up if not every person opens your email, which is never going to happen except if you send out something that everybody absolutely has to download for a class or something. And even then 100% is really hard to get. So one more, stay in the know. 13 signs you're budgeting wrong. So I've had really good luck with negative email subject lines, things like 5 things you're doing wrong on your social media or 3 mistakes you're making on your website. A lot of people, myself included, are very keyed into wanting to do things at the highest possible level. And so if you tell us we're not, we're going to look to make sure that we're not making any of those mistakes. It's a very grounded way to get people to open an email. Now, please don't gimmick the email. I hate when I get one of these 13 signs you're budgeting wrong and I open it up and it's all about 13 things that company is going to charge me for. So make sure that you provide good information inside the email, or better yet, link to an article with good information inside your email that is going to help answer these questions and guide people to your business, but not lock them into it, if that makes sense. All right. There's some really good literary techniques that help get your subject lines to be catchy. Let's go over those. I love these because this reminds me, I get to be an English teacher for the next couple of minutes, which was always my dream. That's a weird dream, isn't it? Onomatopoeia, boom, crackle, pop. Words that sound like the action that is being described. Onomatopoeia, love that word. It's one of my favorite words from college. But I love the sound, things that create energy. Onomatopoeia often creates energy. Allusions, we're bringing crafty back instead of we're bringing sexy back. So alluding to something, that's another thing. Catchy, fun, interesting. Allusion is great. Alliteration, 7 simple solutions to savings. That is something that's kind of fun to say. It gets your attention, all of the S's, the sound alliteration is making the same sound over and over again. So 7 simple solutions to savings, that has that S sound over and over repeated again. So alliteration is a really good one as well. Chunking. This is putting 3 things together. Lions, tigers, and the Springfield Bears. Oh my. Again, fun, catchy, kind of slogan-y almost headlines. And finally, not so much a literary technique, but a definite number one, in my opinion, in getting your emails open is using numbers. 13 ways you're killing your credit score. Oh my gosh, I want to know. How can I not want to know if I'm making one of these mistakes? It's just human nature to not want to make a mistake. It's also human nature to make sure that we know all the bullet points. And when you define the number that we should know, and we're like, do I know all of that? We're going to open that email. And then at that point, you have the opportunity to really educate us. Now, again, please follow through on your emails. If you say 13 ways you're killing your credit score, please have 13 ways or link to an article where I can download 13 ways that I am killing my credit score and can fix it. Another thing you need to remember about subject lines is they often are a big reason why you would end up in a spam folder. So when Google or Yahoo or any of the other email service providers, including Outlook, look at your email, they do look at the subject line. And if they see spammy words like refund, act fast, act now, click, free. I hate that the word free is in there because I have free seminars and free webinars, and I want people to know that. So guaranteed, cash, save, act now, urgent. So you have to avoid these words. If you ever really want to know what those words are, go check your spam folder and take a look. You will find them very quickly inside of there, exactly what ones are getting repeated over and over again and landing in that spam folder. So make sure you take a look and make sure that you're not using an excessive number of these words. You can use some of them. I mean, the word fast is going to appear in a lot of things. And like I said, I use the word free. So make sure that you're not using like act now, free, cash, save, urgently. You know, that's a big hit with the with the subject line checkers, because it's gonna be like, oh my gosh, we have like 10 words in here that are very spammy. All right, so let's adapt some subject lines using literary techniques so you can kind of see how that works. So June promotion, onomatopoeia, splish, splash, oh, the prices we've slashed. So that's a nice little splish and splash and slash. Those are all onomatopoeia words. Cha-ching, that's another one that's an onomatopoeia word. Illusions, who let the dogs out? Pet shots this Saturday. This is for a pet store. That's really nice. I mean, I like that concept of getting people to interact with something that is kind of a fun cultural saying based on a song. So Fido's got 99 problems, but fleas ain't one. That one is also really cute. I like that one a lot. We're using illusions easily. Alliteration, make mom's morning miraculous, or cards, candy, and one cozy couch for Mother's Day. Hey, I like that concept too. Chunking, sign up for the summer camp. Summer Camp 2016, new, archery, fencing, and sailing. Now those are 3 things together. Chunking means chunking up 3 words. I kind of like them to be a little bit sassier than that. Like this headline, kids love it, parents dream about it, registration is open. So that's 1, 2, 3. All right, numbers. So New England concert update. 3 can't miss summer festivals. Again, if you have subscribed to the New England concert update, the summer festival part of it's probably pretty important to you. 16 bands, but only 1 Miranda Lambert. So there you go. Numbers really, really work. They really make things much more effective for your audience. All right, so we've had a review on creating some really good subject lines. So use some of these techniques. Just pick one. You can use one of the literary techniques, or you can use something like the top appeal or the sense of urgency combined with one of these literary techniques to get your subject line to be fun and exciting and very, very click-worthy. So your mission for this week, should you choose to accept it, is to get out there and to send an email or create a really good social media post using one of these literary techniques with possibly one of those sets of adaptations. Let me see if I can pop back to that slide. One of these: top appeal, sense of urgency, personalization, ask a question. So you're going to combine the literary concepts with getting the email opened subject line concepts and create a really good subject line that you're going to be able to get people to read your social media post, read your blog post, or definitely get those emails opened. Thank you and have a fantastic week.